Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements, proven by time, engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Well, good Friday afternoon. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your latest forecast. It looks like we're going to be dry today for the most part, but can't completely rule out an isolated shower across northwestern Alabama later on today. But the better rain chances, unfortunately, are coming up tomorrow and Sunday for your Mother's Day forecast. We have some changes to that forecast. I'll get to that here very, very shortly. First off, live look from our Arctic Air Skycam network as we hit noon on this Friday. The warm weather, that's where Florence, Cherokee, and northwestern Alabama are located. Here across parts of southern Tennessee, Lawrenceburg, and Pulaski, things are a lot different. A lot of clouds that are still hanging around across the area. I think by the time we get into the late afternoon hours, most of this should end up becoming more of that kind of partly to mostly cloudy type of sense as opposed to dense overcast that's across this neck of the woods right now. But Florence and Cherokee looking pretty good, especially with our temperatures getting up into the 70s across that area right now. Cold front is off to our southeast. That's what brought our rain and storms to the area on your Thursday, but we're watching the low pressure system that's off to our south that's developing. That's going to move north and give us our rain and storm chances as we head into your Saturday and Sunday and even into parts of early next week. Here are those temperatures right now. You can definitely tell where the cloud cover is located. 64 in Columbia, 64 here in Lawrenceburg, 66 in Pulaski, where you've seen a lot more sunshine across the northwest Alabama area. Temperatures are in the 70s right now, 75 in Moulton and Athens, 76 in Decatur, 73 in Huntsville, and 70 degrees in Russellville. Weather where you live forecast for today, I think everybody generally gets up into the 70s today. 74 in Lewisburg, 77 for both Florence and Moulton. Some places across northwest Alabama might flirt with that 80-degree reading later on today. Area-wide, basically getting up into the lower 70s for the most part. 74 for your high in Columbia and Lewisburg, 76 in Rogersville, 75 in Savannah, 76 degrees in Cherokee. You notice that 20% chance. There is a brief chance of a shower across northwestern Alabama today, but I think most places will end up being dry. Looking at your futurecast to show that potential, here's that cloud cover. We'll start to break up as we head into the afternoon hours, but notice how there was a little bit of shower activity that tries to develop later on this afternoon. That's going to be very brief and very short-lived, I think, because by the time we get into the mid to late evening hours, we're dry again with temperatures dropping down to the 50s. Things change, though, as we head into Saturday. I mentioned some of that forecast changing. The high-resolution model guidance has been consistent in showing that rain shield associated with that area low pressure off to our south, nudging its way on in here. I think the bulk of the activity will end up being south of that Alabama-Tennessee state line for the majority of the day. As you see noon here, there will still be a few showers around, but the bulk of the activity should remain to the south of the state line until we get into the evening hours, because that's when it looks like we're going to have that northward nudge get up into the southern Tennessee area. So while you might end up being dry for the majority of the day here in Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Columbia, wait till the evening hours and you'll probably end up seeing some of those showers move on through northern Alabama. Doesn't look like it's going to be a washout, but I think at any given moment during your day on Saturday, you're probably going to see some rain shower activity either nearby or over your head going throughout the day on Saturday. Things change though as we head into your Sunday morning. I think the morning hours are mostly dry. If you have any of those Sunday services that you're going off to, might need to keep that umbrella on hand just in case, but I think the bulk of the shower and storm activity will wait until the afternoon hours for your Sunday on your Mother's Day. But there will likely be a few spotty showers during the morning to around noontime on your Sunday. For your forecast tonight, though, we're all dry. Temperatures dropping down into the upper 40s and low to mid 50s. Your weekend forecast looks like this. Bumped up rain chances to 50-50 on your Saturday. You drop back down into northern Alabama. Those rain chances are going to be probably close to 60 to 70% but here across southern Tennessee, they're closer to about 40%. So that's why we're kind of giving a middle ground right around 50-50 right now. Temperatures should struggle to get into the 70s, though. I think a lot of places end up staying in the 60s for your Saturday. Sunday, same situation. I think we get into the lower 70s for the most part. Showers and storms, another 50-50 shot. That's primarily during the afternoon and evening hours. Your rest of your 7-day for your rain chances looks like this. As we get into your Monday, widespread showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder expected on your Monday. Then we'll start to trim away our rain chances as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday looks completely dry. So there is a lot of dry weather that will be coming here. It just has to take its time to get here. Here's your futurecast going into your Sunday. Like I mentioned, I think the bulk of the morning should be pretty dry. I think there will be a few spotty showers, but they'll be very hit or miss. So take that umbrella if you need it for your Sunday services, but as we head into your afternoon hours, we will start to see more widespread showers and storms try to develop. Monday, I think the afternoon can end up being a bit of a washout for some places. I think the morning, once again, is mostly dry, but once we get into the afternoon hours, you see here, there's a lot of shower and even some storm activity around here from the European model. So that's why I think the afternoon might be a little on that washout type of end. Tuesday is going to be different, though, because we have the low pressure system moving off to our north, so we're going to end up getting on the back side of that, and that means some drier air begins to filter in, and that's going to lessen our chance of rain once we get into your Wednesday, and especially on your Thursday. Temperatures getting up into the 80s by the time we get next week, maybe even close to 90 degrees. Look here, 86 degrees for your Thursday. There might be some places across northwest Alabama that flirt with that 90-degree mark. So while we're dealing with a lot of rain and storm activity and cooler temperatures, just wait. Once we get into the middle to latter part of next week, things get hot as temperatures, like I said, might be getting close to that 90-degree mark on your Thursday. That's your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Fred Gossage will be in at 5 p.m. to have another look at your latest forecast. Until then, I hope everybody has a fantastic Friday, a great Mother's Day weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday.